We hop into Ancient, folks, the third and final map of this best of three, and it's Boggs and JRT on the call for this crazy Twilight Zone of a series so far. ATK took BHOP's map pick of Inferno, 22-20 in second overtime. And BHOP demolished ATK and Mirage 16-7 with a 14-1 CT half. But ATK won the night. They start on CT side, and Swisher starts the farm with 2 on the dualies. Bowden with 2 quick headshots on the USB. And Silas, the last one standing, with the Glock in hand. And what can he really do in a 1v4? Nothing. It's a none-v4.
It's done. ATK off to a hot start here on their CT side of Ancient. Those first 2 maps, yeah, you're right. The opposite of what we expected on both occasions. In the first one, BHOP being so resilient up against ATK. And then on map 2, 16-7, 14-1 at the end of the first half. But now ATK onto a map that definitely favors them, even though the same could be said about Mirage. And at least they get to start on the CT side, which is very much, if there's ever a map that's CT sided, it's Nuke and Ancient. We'll see if ATK can enforce their will into this round. They should be able to, since BHOP bought absolutely nothing.
Yep, they've bought nothing, and they shouldn't have bought anything. Maybe a flash or a P250, but considering the fact that they got a grand total of 1 kill, not buying anything is definitely a good idea. So, we'll see if they're going to be able to do anything here. I don't know why ATK are hunting. There is no reason to hunt the pistols. Unless you don't like money and weapons, in which case, by all means, go ahead. But if you like having your guns, if you like not having to spend money, don't hunt the pistols, because things can go horribly wrong. They get lucky to not lose anybody, but that's a golden rule. Don't hunt the pistols. And they get out of that one unscathed, but...
Yeah. Look, I mean, they made $2,400 with the SMGs, but I agree with you. It's a risky endeavor that ATK is putting forward, but I think they still feel like they didn't really get the chance to really set the rhythm on any of the maps so far. Definitely on Mirage, and Inferno was kind of back and forth, so they want to try to do that here on Ancient and really bury BHOP into the ground. But, look, I don't think BHOP's going to go down whimpering here. It'll probably be a very hard-fought match on Ancient. Feels like nothing is going the way I expected, though, tonight, so who the heck knows? As ATK are going to go for that aggressive mid-control. Very typical here of Ancient to see the CTs trying for that one. And now they're just going to back off 2 players into Snake, and MOTM is going to hang around with the MP9 in his hands.
Oh, it's another aggressive push outside B from ATK.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a really slow T side from BHOP. Like, they barely left spawn levels of slow. And we've burned 55 seconds off the clock. Just under the minute mark now. And they've not really made a move. They're still content to sit here. They're still content to wait. Now a bit of utilities flying in towards middle. It's all part of a ruse to force the ATK players back onto the sites. MP9 from Mistim swings out. I believe we got a drive-by dink on the Beaky. There's Swisher for the swing, but he will get mollied away and taken down half HP, regrouping with MOTM. Smoke's coming in, but a free kill for Ian as he'll swing around wide. Fady's been taken down in the meantime, but Swisher swings for more. The MP9, now it's actually just the M4 of Swisher that's doing most of the killing. The MP9 doing most of the damaging, and Brett, the victim of the SMG. Bonus round converted for ATK, and their first phenomenal start on any of these previous 2 maps.
Yeah, they were down 0-3, you're right, on both of the first 2 maps, and yeah, finally they get going here with a 3-0 lead of their own. The thing is, they have to keep it going, and hopefully they'll be able to. Those flashbangs were excellent on the B site. They did a really good job of tossing them up in the perfect spots and lining off the BHOP players. Took the fights consistently, and BHOP are back onto an eco here. Although they have invested into body armor, look at the utility damage that's being done here. They're trying to charge out towards B, and they have gained the space into Jaguar, and now Cave. The thing is, I mean, there's a lineup here. You have to imagine, no, missed him. Doesn't even realize it. He can get blindsided here, and this will lead to a bomb plant for BHOP, and he doesn't even check Cave. They have no one watching. Swisher is going to get one onto Eris, but the bomb plant comes through. Swisher's good for 2 more, pulls out the dualies and gets the headshot onto Swan, leaving only Beaky while standing, and this will be an ATK round victory thanks to the heroics of Swisher, and Bowden picks up the last.
What a play from Swish. Just swiping them all away. Getting one of the dualies, too, just for good measure. And ATK 4-0 up now. Buy-up coming forth again from BHOP. But you can expect them to do a little more damage than they have the previous couple of rounds. Although I would like to see a bit of a faster pace from BHOP on the guns. Their previous gun round was so incredibly slow. It was very much just methodical. We're going to sit and spawn for the first 55 seconds to a minute, and then start to go somewhere. Brett tries to go fast, but he's stuck in a smoke, and MOTM smells him out. Down. Swisher gets another one in conjunction with Fady. MOTM doubles out in middle. Swan has come back for a trade to a 3v2. But still, the man advantage sits with ATK. The swing from Bowden will finish off his counterpart on a rifle, not on an op. And Beaky's made noise. Surely they've heard him go towards A.
I don't think so. He's going to get the plant here. Yeah, I mean, they've heard him. There we go. So we will get the plant at least. $800 should go down here. Perfect flashbang, perfect frag. There we go. ATK get the 5th, but at least BHOP continue to get the money rolling with $800 added to what will be their full loss bonus. So, good effort there, at least to get the bomb planted. But ATK had a beat on it, and now up 5-0. So it's their turn, potentially, to have a very dominant CT side. We already talked a little bit about the stats here for ATK on Ancient, but just a reminder, 4 times they played over the last 3 months, 3 wins, only 1 loss, and that loss was to Pain. So that's a very tough opponent that they went up against. And over on the BHOP side, they don't play it as much. 3 times, 1 and 2. It was only 1 win, and that was against Vendetta. So again, the stats definitely favor ATK here, and so far, so good. Even better now. Swisher burns Eris doing it. D50 crisp. 5v4. Swisher peeks around, gets a spot, and gets the frag as well. 5v3, and he continues to press the advantage. You need to be careful here. Again, ATK, they like to be aggressive. There's no reason to push up, and, well, if you're going to swing and get a headshot like that, I guess keep doing it. But Silas and Beaky, wow, are now stranded, and wow, ATK are just trying to give BHOP no space to work with. There's Swisher, wide swing with a headshot as well. I think they're feeling better now.
Well, they're definitely feeling better. This is a reverse image of Mirage. Except BHOP used their timeout a round earlier than ATK. And we'll see if this makes a difference here. Because it's not going to be a full buy for BHOP. I mean, they can get Galils and AKs. Or they could go for a half here. Going for the half buy is what was successful for them back on Inferno. And it worked out well off the back of a timeout. Yep. Will they try the same stance again here? It would make sense to do so. It would be a solid idea. But one thing they really need to do is start getting some kills. Because BHOP average 1 kill a round right now. They need to do more damage at the bare minimum. And I think a lot of that comes to how they're playing their T side on the default. It's really spread out and really slow, and it doesn't really gain any ground. I mean, you're going to get this double molly out towards middle every single round, pretty much. So you have to take space elsewhere on the map. Do you take that space towards B? Do you take that space towards A? A would be a very good idea right now. B, they also use the double molly. But that also means that ATK have no more mollies left with about $1.30 to go in the round. But you just have to be there to be able to take the space before ATK push all the way through like a Swisher. He's through Cave. He's out in Snake. And he's clearing out middle.
Yeah, he's going to fall back now because he doesn't want to go out by his lonesome. Holding the angle instead of pushing. BHOP just onto pistols here. We've seen what they can do in these situations. Have upset ATK a few times here tonight. 1 minute left on the clock. Eris looking for that headshot. He spots a body, but can't connect. And now ATK are waiting here. BHOP Gonna walk into their open arms here towards the B side. Brett gets spotted towards mid, but here come the frags and missed him. Gets the 4K spray down, makes it look easy on the anti-eco, and Fady taps the head of Brett.
Nice and easy for ATK, and Bowden hasn't even had an op yet. We've played 7 rounds.
I mean, look, he hasn't exactly been that great with it so far tonight, so maybe sticking on the rifle will be better for him until he gets his timing down.
I mean, he hasn't necessarily needed to get an op either. He hasn't really had the opportunity to.
No, true.
Once. Might as well just stick with what's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I feel like that's something a lot of teams need to listen to sometimes too.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Beaky and Swan get a couple of openers almost simultaneously. Bowden and Swisher are dropped, and that opens up a lot of space here for the BHOP side, looking to crack the scoreboard with their first round on T side. Missed him, the only one on B. Couple of players defending in the vicinity of A, but Fady has to not only watch mid, but of course be ready to rotate back to A should the push come there. BHOP making a good adjustment. They're going to hit B, and that's the right choice.
That is the right location to pick. But Fady is coming in to reinforce. Still, the 2-0 advantage in terms of kills in the round is definitely going to help out BHOP significantly. Mistum's tucked into the cubby, Fady to support. And BHOP biding their time. Smoke now starting to fly on through. The nade will do a little bit of damage. Beaky's nowhere near to get wounded, though. He is the one support flashing. Missed him, gets mollied and spammed and finished. Fady, can he respond for anything at all? Bomb plant safe for Silas. Nade comes in onto Fady's position. MOTM a bit late on the rotation. Tosses a flashbang high. That's the only flash they have. Molotov, smoke, and nade are all they have left. And Fady's just going to fade away into the darkness. And BHOP will break this one. They'll get on the board here, make it a Brazil scoreline. But a strong round from BHOP, taking those early fights and playing a bit of CT on the T side with a little more presence towards A in the early going.
Yeah, I mean, ATK going for that aggression round after round, it just eventually they're going to get punished, and finally BHOP do. Surprised ATK go for the save, to be honest, but I guess it makes sense, right? 2v5, you don't want to throw guns away, but you have 2 players going on to 16k regardless into this next round. So, all right. Keep the economy healthy. As BHOP get 1. Will it only be 1? Or can they finally string a few rounds together here off of that? ATK gonna have the 2 AKs saved over, the A1S, the AWP, and the A1S as well in Swisher's hands. Swisher has switched to the silenced version of the M4 for quite some time now, I think, Austin. He was a
the A4 for a bit.
He was a holdup. Yeah, no, he wasn't back to the A4. He was A4 period for so very long, and finally decided that the A1S was the choice. And well, he's using it well here into this round. Silas goes down, and then he finds Eris as well. A 2K for Swisher, pushing down ramp aggressively. And even though BHOP punished last time, this time ATK able to get the opening too. That said, Brett just fading away, spamming through the smoke, spots out another player on the ATK side. So that'll open up a ton of space towards A. In fact, no one is home on BHOP. They're trying to get a reinforcement through here. That's MOTM. He will at least arrive here in time to potentially deny a plant. And there's the headshot onto Brett, giving his team the man advantage as well. And here come the reinforcements.
Beaky might have spotted the crowd. How was Beaky not spotted the head around the side box? I don't know. He's going to spray down Swisher anyway. MOTM has revealed his own position. He's getting tagged down by the op of Swan. Bowden on rotation can pick up one, but Swan and Bowden both engaged. The pistol out for Swan.
What?
The P250 reigns supreme. And a little bit of tactical crouching coming in from Swan at the end of it all as well. And then BHOP 2 rounds in a row. They're not out of this one yet. They won't go quietly out. And it's good to see Swan starting to wake up too, because he was a big part of the BHOP successes on both Inferno and Mirage.
Yeah, Swan, you know, bringing out the friendly BM there in that round. And, I mean, they're just showing, I think he's trying to show ATK anyway, that BHOP spirits have not been dashed at all with this hot CP side start for ATK. And Silas just walks out, takes down Fady, who was playing counter flash, and Fady didn't even get a chance to fire a shot off in the round. 5v4 for BHOP. A's already taken. That was the anchor. So it should be a bomb plant coming through unless MOTM decides to get a little frisky and push through the smoke. It wouldn't be a good idea. And now the Molotov will completely deter him from doing so. BHOP will have a post plant with a 5v4 advantage, and a nade flies through. Doesn't do that much damage. Mistim and Bodum are still pretty good. But man, they have to get the frags, and there's Bowden swinging around towards a nade, dropping Swan, but immediately traded out by Brett. So a good hold so far for BHOP, but Swisher is trying to punch some holes into it, and Brett will be dropped.
Brett dropped, but it's a 3v3 and time is running out. ATK need to make this one work very quickly. The double triple stack at Donut works for 2 kills for BHOP. And 1 trade back from Mr. No time to get the defuse. If he even survives this,
What?
he is going to explode anyways. And down goes Eris, but is it really anything of a victory for ATK to get... Oh, hey, he died of the bomb. Cool, guys. No.
I thought he might have had that for a moment, but he just ran out of time and couldn't get the defusal. Still, whew, everyone dies in the round, so it's expensive for BHOP. ATK going to have a full-on buy-up coming through here, because they built up so much money, but eventually it will run out, and it could be here should they lose this round. 3 in a row down for BHOP after being down 7-0, and now ATK gonna go for some aggressive mid-control. The utils out, but look at BHOP. They've read this well, because A has been a soft spot for ATK for the past 3 rounds, and BHOP continue to abuse. They're going into A main. No one is watching. Oh goodness, this is the risk, right, of taking mid-control, but 4 players for mid? I don't know.
This is a really good side take from BHOP. All the cards working out in their favor unless Fady can get 2. If Fady gets 2, that's going to work out for ATK. He only gets 1, and that poses an issue. Bowden is in a tight spot, but he gets the second shot onto Eris, goes for a third, and Bowden's knocking down the pins. A nade from Beaky, and then a follow-up spray, and he's not done. A smoke down towards Donut, and time to move around. A spam comes in from Swish. The bomb's still in that smoke. But the time, it favors Beaky for now. It looks like Swisher's going to regroup with Mistim in towards CT spawn. Another smoke for Beaky to use. He'll toss that one in. Flashes way into CT spawn. Runs into Swisher. Takes the dome. Gets his bell wrong and body shot for good measure. And ATK finally break that slide of 3. But Bowden's 3K out on site with the op. What an individual performance we haven't seen from him with the big green today. It's been a long time coming, because that's what we expect from this guy on a daily basis.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but it's because he's that good. And a timeout going to be called here when BHOP talk things over, as ATK have taken this half with those 8 rounds. But yeah, I mean, look, ATK caught out of position there. BHOP pushing into the A site. They needed a hero play to come through, and Bowden delivered with that 3K. That said, Beaky almost brought it back. Instant 2K, one with the nade, and then goes for the fight, which I think wasn't a bad idea. Unfortunately for him, he loses it, and that was it. So, BHOP, despite winning 3 rounds in a row, their economy isn't in great shape, and that means they're going to have a very mixed buy-up. An op comes through for Swan, an AK for Beaky, a Galil for Silas, and the other 2, Brett and Eris, are on the pistols. So we'll see how this one pans out for them. But ATK, so far so good for their CT side of Ancient.
An op, Tech 9, a Deagle, an AK, and a Galil. A complete asymmetrical buy-up from BHOP. Everybody has a different gun than everybody else. Need to try and get another one on the board. It's a nice opening from Silas, but the op has been removed by Swisher. Still standing around the pillar, swinging for more. The flash is perfect. He self-flashes. It can't pick up the spray, though. MOTM at least there to trade it back. A good support flash comes in, and MOTM will not miss the second or third try. Goes to the USP and gets the final onto Beaky. MOTM waking up too, and it looks like ATK are back in action, because this is how this team usually looks. This is the ATK we're used to. And for BHOP, they've had some moments, but they really haven't been able to get the momentum going on Ancient T side.
Yeah, and the util on B, the flashes are so good, and there's nothing BHOP can do. They continue to walk into them, and they think they have an edge, but a flash comes out, and then it's a 3K for another team. In fact, 4 at the end of the day. They're just going to walk out towards mid now. Fady gets one with the nade. He takes down BQWow with the spray down from the A1S, and then, well, everyone else is just going to back off for the time being on BHOP. They have gained the space into A main, but this time it's being watched by who else but Bowden, who seems to be settling into this A site. Should get visibility on a player extremely shortly. In fact, 3 of them going to charge in his direction. We'll see if he's good for another 3K perhaps. There's one. Repositions. Finds the second, and Fady gets the third. So that'll be that. ATK, fine 10.
They get that double digit, and they're going to be looking for more. If they can get 11 or 12, they really set themselves up for long-term success here in this series. And move it into a date with ATK, because that's who's waiting in the wings for this one. Loser goes to fight against the Nouns, formerly known as Squirtle Squad and Game & Gladiators. So that's how things are shaping up throughout today's bracket. The lower bracket is their final chance. Loser goes home. The winner stays alive to play the loser of Team 1 versus the winner of this one. And if those words got confusing, we can show the bracket a bit later moving into that second map. But Fady is going to get both kills before Swisher can even swing. He'll get the third one out towards middle, leaving it all down to Beaky now as his teammates have evaporated around him. And holy moly, he almost got 3.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Nice transfer from Beaky. Almost gets the third, like he said. But yeah, I'm surprised BHOP decided to go mid because they realized how much space was open at the A site. Perhaps the fact that Bowden was playing on site proper in the previous round made them think, okay, ATK's made the adjustment, but no. They sent 4 players pincering on towards mid, and BHOP walked into what was a complete slaughter. 11-3 in favor of ATK, 15th and final round of this half, and ATK want to get a stranglehold. They want that 12th, and look what Bowden has in his hands. The auto.
No way.
He's going to try and make BHOP a little bit salty here. And potentially the opportunity to do so. No! Denied! What a mistake! Bowden would have been better with the op, and now Eris is going to find the follow-up onto MOTM. 5v3 in favor of BHOP, and they have full control of this A site.
You know, I never really saw the advantage of the auto over the op because a lot of times at this level of play, you get domed if you don't get the first kill. You don't get the first shot. And so that's exactly what happened to Bowden there. He took 2 shots, 1 missed, the second one hit, and the headshot came through. Swisher with a nice return from a 1v4 to a 1v3. But it looks like it's going to be a 4th on the board regardless. The smoke goes way too deep, and he's not going to be able to get past Brett. So it's 11-4, half in the favor of ATK. As we head into half number 2, we'll see you all on the other side of this break in just a bit.
Just wish that you were
And we hop live into pistol round half number 2. Boggs and JRT on the call, and it's BHOP ATK here with ATK winning that CT half 11-4. BHOP won about 55.6% of their CT rounds. ATK about the 46% mark on their T side. But this pistol round can have a lot of impact on the rest of this one. Swan's got the dual Berettas and Donut, but he gets put through the fryer after only 1 kill. Missed him, goes back to check his flank, and he gets a second as well. But Silas has sung for another Brett around the smoke. MOTM just jumps right into the edge of it, and he's revealed his position. And his teammates too, Brett, who's chased into CT spawn, but still alive. Bowden was there, but Swisher goes for the punish, and they're going to ring around the Rosie all the way back to be a wise decision, leaving Bowden to wait for the next players to walk around the corner. And neither player will really take too much damage out of that one. Beaky's on the way towards B, and Bowden will hop away. This has been a comical game from start to finish, and I'm just talking about all 3 maps.
Appropriately, Bowden B-hopping away from B-hop. And, well, this round should be over. Beaky's trying to hunt down frags, but he's gone right through the bomb site. No kit at his disposal. And now, well, he gets 1. Okay. Hold the phone. Taps the bomb. Trying to bait it a peek, and he does. Oh, but look at this. ATK continuing to hide themselves. 1v1 for Beaky, but he doesn't have time. Bomb's going to explode regardless. No kit available for Beaky, so good job by ATK to at least burn enough time off that bomb in order to make the round theirs. 12-4 in their favor.
12-4, and they only need 4 more. ATK doing what it takes to potentially finish this one off here and now early, because neither team's night is done just yet. It is almost 9:30 on the east coast of the Americas, of North America anyway. It's almost 6:30 on the west coast, and there's still another series that needs to be played for both sides. Loser plays Nouns. Winner plays Team 1. Neither an easy contest. And BHOP have a long road back in. They're down by 8. B side looking a little squishy. Zaris has to land a headshot here. He's got to get a kill before Silas comes through, and down goes Aris, the jumping Mac Ted. And the follow-up onto Silas is there. Bomb's going to get planted. And this one is looking like it's going to be a 13th for ATK.
Yeah, decidedly so. I'd be surprised if BHOP even challenge much further into this one. They need to bring these guns over to the next round, especially the A1S. So Beaky wows the heck out of dodge. Brett tries to get something because he had the least into this round, and, well, he gets nothing. Both will deliver a bullet to his dome. Beaky challenged and missed him, and MOTM will be dropped. So that will likely mean the end of the hunt here for ATK, but no, Bowden comes around, and that's an upgrade to an A1S for him. So the most important run in the... the most important gun in the round for BHOP has been lost, and Swan, even if he tries to go back and get it, it's not there anymore. He's been taken down, and he's also down to the ground. Bowden doing a good job with the 4K in that one, and ATK up 13-4.
14-4, and no buy up from BHOP. Maybe a P250, maybe a Deagle, a 5.7, a bit of utility here and there, but overall should be a very minimal investment for the BHOP side. They go for nothing. Wait, there's one Zeus. Brett has a Zeus. Is the Zeus going to strike? Beaky removed. Swan falls as well. Brett out in middle. The Zeus will not find a strike. Instead, it's Bowden who returns the favor. And that leaves Silas and Aris to do what they can with the USPs. Not much they can really do. And nothing they can do now as Bowden gets the easy spray down. And there's the 14th for ATK. 10 rounds the Gulf. And what is essentially the last chance for BHOP in this match.
Yep, should they lose this one, I mean, at least they still have the full loss bonus, right? 3,400, but you're right. I mean, they won't be able to get a proper buy-up off of that. Op, 4 A1Ss coming through here. Swan could be an important piece. He was on Mirage. Brett gets the opener onto MOTM, who tried to pierce through into mid. And now it's Beaky while Bai is lonesome on A. Will they clear this, or do they come through and avoid in this corner? They do avoid it, and Beaky, wow, gets a couple. Bowden manages to recover and get one for his squad, but a perfect flashbang thrown by Swan means that Bowden and Mistim will fall by the wayside. BHOP successfully defend.
They successfully defend, but it's a long road back. 14-5. They need 9 now to tie things up. And ATK can buy up once again. A little bit of a wake-up call for ATK now as they got slapped back down. They'll go for the full-on buy. Bowden, op in hand. Everybody else with AK is a little lacking of utility, though, for Fady. But he doesn't really throw much utility for the ATK side, so I guess it's fine. If there's one guy on your team to not have any utility, Fady's probably the one you want. Look at Brett down middle, though. Free pickup on a swisher. And he's got support down for the mid angle as well, that mid A angle, and the nade will take Mistim down quite low. Bit of an engagement on Snake, and Mistim is eliminated. Bowden will not be able to find a return. And actually might get taken down here as he goes around. He goes through the smoke, and he's been heard. He's been spotted, and he's going to get mowed down by Silas. All down to Fady now in a 1v4. And ATK are struggling to get rounds of the board on the gun rounds on this T side. Once BHOP have found rifles, they have really struggled to get this one over the line.
Fady, last one standing, a bomb plant would be nice for him, but it's not going to be easy since pretty much every angle's going to touch at this point, and he gets domed by the A1S down to 9 HP. Not much of a chance forward here. In fact, not going to be challenged any further by Silas. He's just going to fall back and wait for Fady to come to him. Looking at the loss bonus here. Sitting at 1900 for ATK, so wouldn't be that bad of an idea to try to keep this off, and considering how passively BHOP are playing, Fady should be able to do so. So he'll carry the big green on forward. The thing is, BHOP are up to 6, and so far, like you said, on their gun rounds, they look good.
Yeah, they're looking solid with the guns. The only thing is, it's a very, very high-risk situation where they can't afford to lose a round. They're in a spot where they have to win out, essentially. They have 1 round as a margin for error. That is it. They can't afford to lose another. And they still haven't been able to build up a terribly large bank on the CT side. Swan has the most cash at 4350. Eris at 3450. Everybody else, actually PK at 3100. But Silas and Brett under the 2K mark. It's not the best spot for BHOP to be in. And ATK are still going in decently heavy here with the triple AKs, the Deagle and the Op. The utility is quite sparse, but overall, it's still a round that could do damage for ATK, especially as they're waiting for BHOP to get aggressive, which has worked quite well for the CT side in the last few rounds.
Yeah.
It's not coming in now, though, which is a good read by BHOP to temper it a little bit and keep ATK on their toes.
Decidedly more passive here from BHOP. Mid is wide open for the taking, and ATK will absolutely use that space. Look where Mistim's gotten. He's almost in CT spawn at this point. It should be being watched by Beaky, and it is. Mistim gonna tuck himself in here. Could catch Beaky off guard, and he does. There's the headshot. A4 upgrade available. Excuse me, A1S upgrade available. And he will grab that. Swan gets the immediate trade with the Swisher, though. The thing is, with this type of position, they'll probably go for an A hit. What a peek from Eris to take down Mistim and make it much harder for ATK to take this space onto A and make Brett feel a little bit safer. Holding this angle from default. Now he's going to peek around, takes down Fady, was boosted up, tags MOTM down to 73. BHOP once more feeling pretty good in the waning moments of this round. That will make them feel a little less safe, though, as Swan goes down to Bowden.
And the bomb now might be able to exploit the A site too. Bowden has an angle, hits the shot on a Brett. Bowden's coming alive, but so is Eris, tagging down MOTM. Bowden keeping an eye on the backside now, as an idea Silas could be coming in. But he's got too many different angles to watch, 2 different people to watch, and Eris now demolished. Bowden back in the middle, but Silas will win that duel. 1 shot, MOTM will put the bomb down. And Silas, all he needs to do is hit 1 shot in the stomach. And that's it. MOTM's looking the wrong way. It's a free kill for Silas. The op recovered the bomb to be defused, and he's just looking for extra utility. Oh, he wants the Desert Hydra.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I would too.
Silas going to carry that over into the next round. BHOP stay alive for now with a 7th, but again, it continues to be extremely expensive for them as the op at least gets carried over. Thing is, 4 players have to reinvest into this round, and that utility on CT side a lot more expensive thanks to the incendiaries being $600. All right, ATK still doubling up on the scoreline of BHOP. Thing is, they're going to have to settle for a half buy into this round. 2 Tech 9s, 2 Deagles, and the Glock with a little bit of utility to work with. They're going to go to the A site, and that's actually a good decision because only 1 player waiting there on BHOP is BQL. Maybe he'll farm for some frags, though, in the anti-eco, and there's one as he throws a smoke and would likely call for the reinforcements. Gets overloaded, though. This could lead to a plant, but Silas is right there, and now they have the flank. They have positioning from CT. Swan smoked off for the time being. Plant needs to come through. That's it at the least here for ATK, and they will find that, Boston.
The bomb plant, though, is a good sign for ATK. It at least gets him a little extra cash. Swisher kicks a field goal. Doesn't get a kill out of that one. And the gap will shrink to 6 rounds. BHOP's taking it 1 round at a time, putting rounds on the board slowly but surely. All ATK need are 2 rounds, guys. 2 rounds. And they win the series. But those 2 rounds seem a little far away right now.
Yeah, they do. That said, I mean, look, ATK were on an eco round. They got bomb plant. Not too bad. Going to have a much stronger buy-up and a little bit of an economic cushion as a result. BHOP looking to get their 5th in a row, though. And take 1 step closer to double digits. Brett pushing up aggressively towards mid. A smoke's going to get tossed on forward by BHOP. And that will isolate 4 players on ATK who are trying to push into mid. Bowden going to flash himself out here. Actually just tosses the flash and doesn't peek. They want to convince BHOP that they're trying to go for this mid pressure, but as it stands, BHOP are just biding their time, waiting passively here for the hit to come through.
This is a good adjustment from BHOP. They've done a good job on this map on the CT side of taking aggression and then knowing when not to push. And right now it's one of those times where they're just waiting for a play from ATK. And there goes the bit of aggression out towards B. It's a timed play. And Swisher gets caught napping. So there it is. That good will paste BHOP CT's side. The strike for 1, and it almost looks like they want to audible it back towards B. But BHOP haven't made a move. They've just stayed where they were. Now they leave mid open, but it's because Brett has come through Donut.
My guess is that they want to clear out Donut because going around to the B side makes no sense at this point. They want to get the pincer attack on, keep a player in towards A main, and there it is. So they are rotating around to Donut. They spot out the player. They don't know that BQWow is here, and that will punish Fady. The lurk is gone, and now they can focus their attention on the Donut hit. That said, there's still a lot of firepower left to deal with. Bowden showing that by dropping Brett. BQWow's trapped, burning in a Molotov, forced out of position, and somehow stays alive. MOTM does find one, but it's traded out immediately. And then BQWow and Silas close the door right in the faces of ATK. A 9th round picked up, and they are 1 round away from getting into double digits.
1 round away. And that would bring them within 4. That's definitely striking distance. That's overtime distance at the very least. Even if ATK are able to get to 15 at that point. BHOP are really bringing this back. They are doing a very good job of taking it 1 round at a time, not overextending, not getting overconfident, but not playing scared either. They're doing a really good job of managing the mental state. And the mid-aggression, their utility, they say their statement, and they back away. Really disciplined play on the CT side here from BHOP. Also, that smoke did not go where it was supposed to. I think that was supposed to land top of red. But there's the first pick.
Yeah. Either way, ATK do indeed find that first frag. And it opens up the space they were looking for because the smoke, despite the fact that it didn't go where they intended, there was another one thrown to guys off vision from Red Room. And now ATK have all the pieces in place on the board. Trying to hit the B site. Eris, the only one here for the time being. But he's a little suspicious. He says, Silas, get over here. Gonna need your help probably because I feel like they're gonna pinch on in towards the B site. And here they come. ATK are going to make their move. Flashbang toss on forward. Another frag could come through for them. No, Eris at least gets one before going down. Silas swings around, finds Swisher, then gets the bomb planter. Bowden didn't even clear around Pillar. Beaky Wow and Silas close the door again. A 3K from Silas. BHOP up to 10. ATK were so panicked to plant the bomb. They didn't even clear out the angles. You can't lose a player that early in your take to try and plant the bomb. And I mean, I don't know. A little bit of shakiness from ATK here. And a timeout going to be called. Needs to be. Because that round could have been theirs.
That was a lot of bit of shakiness from ATK. The timeout, a long time coming. It's been 6 straight from BHOP. ATK have not used a timeout yet. No reason to on their first half because they were so dominant. 11-4 in that first half. But now, things have slipped out of their fingers. They tried to wrangle the snake, and it got out. It got loose. And there's no mongoose. ATK have to find a way to get 2 more rounds. And finding a way to get rounds against the guns of BHOP has proven to be not impossible. In fact, it has proven to be impossible so far for ATK in this round. That's a great nade stack towards B ramp. And that's going to make it so much easier to mow down these players as they push on through. Eris and Silas will kill a piece. Silas will double down. Swisher's the last one standing, and Silas is going to grab himself a quad. Great work there from the B holders, and BHOP within 3 rounds of ATK. And this one, I think we're hearing the danger alert here, John. I think the proximity alert's starting to go off in the submarine, and this one's a whole new ballgame.
I mean, the good news for ATK is they're only 2 rounds away. They have full loss bonus going through until they find that 15th. So, you know, at least that's something. The bad news is BHOP has regained the momentum, decidedly so, with 7 rounds in a row, looking to make it 8. And there we go. Bowden and missed him. Find the entries, finally. And they're going to make it a 5v3. B site's been taken. Bowden gets another one, wide swinging around towards long B. And BHOP have been shut out of this round. They will likely try to fight it, though, because they're down 14-11. They've got the money to buy up in the next round anyway, so go for it. There you go. Brett finds MOTM. Let's make it a little faster, and Swan will get spotted up by Fady. He had no idea that Fady'd be in that position, and that is the round. 15-11 for ATK.
15-11. But Brett saving the M4. It's going to be able to drop that over to Eris, who will then have a full complement of utility afterwards. But the streak was finally snapped at 7. If you go back to the first half, it was a 7-1 lead for ATK. It was 7-0 before BHOP were finally able to strike back. BHOP will buy up everything they can. Ops, M4s, utility across the board. Timeout called. And a good timeout from BHOP. Because it could be their last round of the series. It's a well-timed timeout here.
Yes, indeed. 4 rounds in a row required. Hey, look, they did it on Inferno. They pulled it back from a similar scoreline, so not to say they can't do it again. We'll have to wait and see if that comes through, but they've got a proper buy-up. 4A1S is the op. Will be at their disposal. It's up to ATK to deal the finishing blow. Will they do it here? Or will we have to wait another round? Silas has been a monster since BHOP switched to CT side, though. He has just been absolutely everywhere, stopping ATK in their tracks multiple times. And will be called upon again here, there's no question. BHOP heavily stacking towards the B side. They're going to push out into Snake. Could they catch him? Missed him off guard. They do. Missed him. Had no idea Eris and Brett were pushing him, and they both combined to deal the killing blow. Silas is also going to get Swisher 5v3 as BHOP continue to fight tooth and nail just to stay alive here on Ancient and in the series. Fady at least wins one battle to bring it down to only a man advantage for BHOP. And they do have a lot of time on the clock, but HP is not in their favor, Austin.
And now the manpower is even less in their favor. Bowden does have the op, though, and he is quite a prolific player. He can definitely pull a team back single-handedly. He will have to do so tonight. Definitely a rough one here. Bowden spotted up by Swan. And Fady, what can he hope to do? A bomb plant would be a miracle. He spots the gun barrel, but Swan spotted him. He's going to get killed by Eris as he pushes up the ramp, though. No bomb plant denied by Eris. And where have we seen this before? Flashbacks to Inferno, my friend.
Indeed. 4 rounds picked up by ATK here on their T side, matching what BHOP were able to do on their T side. And now BHOP just need 3 more rounds to push us into another overtime in this series. ATK do not want history to repeat itself. Bowden's just going to charge in here, eating a little bit of utility to get the opening frag onto Swan. That is going to help immensely. Silas tossing the smoke out just to guise his position and keep Bowden at bay, but I'm not sure how long that's going to last. Oh, it's great, actually. Eris spots out Bowden wide swinging around from CT, and that will even out the numbers at a 4v4. And for some reason or another, ATK don't have B. Even though they were given all that room to work with, it was only Bowden pushing up and no one else. That is a very strange decision on the ATK side. And now Silas going to hang around that Molotov just a bit longer, hoping to spot out a player. And it does not pan out for him. Still, a chance for BHOP to take this round. MOTM, tip of the spear onto A. Fady joining him with the bomb on his back, and 2 lurks from ATK towards B. They need to join the push, and fast as BKWow spots out MOTM, and I don't think he'll expect the second player. He's backing off completely. They think it's going to be a B hit, but even on the fadeaway, Beaky takes down Fady. Now the bomb has been dropped towards A. I'm not even sure if BHOP saw that the bomb was dropped because of how far away they were. But they are going to move their way back into Catacombs, and Swisher is trying to spray down a player, but for all intents and purposes, it feels like control of the round belongs to BHOP. At least a plant comes through. And we'll see if ATK can hang on to take this.
It's going to be a tough hold. No utility for either side, but the sheer advantage of manpower for BHOP is there. Swisher 1, 2. Can't get the third of 4 required. And BHOP will bring it to within 2 rounds. And, well, if you guys missed Inferno, it went to double overtime. There was a 15-11 lead for ATK, which BHOP were able to overcome. And if you weren't here for Mirage, BHOP won that one with a 14-1 CT half. So it's almost like we have really, really thick, dense brioche buns with like a slice of ham in the middle for a sandwich.
Interesting analogy, Austin.
Like the bread to meat ratio is off in this sandwich here. The middle map doesn't make sense with the other two.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
It's also probably me making food analogies because I'm hungry.
You got to get your food, man. And they don't want you to eat, it seems.
No, they don't.
ATK and BHOP. Well, ATK still have that full loss bonus to work with, and because they get the bomb plant in that previous round, it will mean that they can get the full util more than likely. Or most of the util they'd like. MOTM still hasn't bought up. Now he will. 4 AKs in the op. Not the best utility, but enough to get an execute going. And they're going to send 3 players towards the B ramp. Could be a quick hit here. We'll see if they can find something. But no, a smoke is thrown immediately by BHOP. They don't want ATK to get the early frag.
No, they don't. For BHOP, they need the opening pick. That is the number one thing they need to do, is get the opening pick. And for ATK, you could also say the same. They need to not get the opening pick here. So, or they need to get the opening pick, I should say. They need BHOP to not get the opening pick. And both teams are playing this one very defensive. Both teams holding up their own angles. Silas with a jiggle. Both teams using utility. And it'll all come for naught. Shots across the bow, and that's it. Time, though, is the ally of BHOP. ATK have to make a move before the clock expires. So this style of round can only last for so long. But a fade away from Brett gets caught out by Fady. Beaky sitting up, expected by Fady, who's opened up the ace site. Panic rotations need to come through from BHOP. The bomb can go down. Is this where we say goodbye to BHOP in this series? Is this where ATK finally pushed this one over the line? Bowden and Dord's Donut puts one and only one down. The bomb not yet planted, and Ares is struck for 2. We're into a 3v2, and this one's anyone's game as Ares has just chunked down MOTM to 22 HP. He swaps to an op, takes a shot, goes back to the M4. Swan CCS struck, missed him now into Ares, and Fady with the last. That is GG 16-13 for ATK to take this one here on map 3.